Well, Merry Christmas to everyone that's out there. It's not quite Christmas, but this is the last time you'll see us at Inzing driving home for Christmas. As somebody said, what happens when Chris Rea's car breaks down?
I think
So
you
yes,
talked about that.
this is I suppose our Christmas event. It might be a little bit silly, but so if anybody's got any comments, any elf and safety issues, then please put them in the chat wherever
Yeah.
you are, and we will see them. So, as I say, this was inspired by a Peter Kay moment in one of his gigs. But what would happen, if we applied all the rules that we apply to all the things at work, and if we apply them to even a smattering of the things that go on at Christmas, what on earth would happen? I mean, as an example, Stuart's heard this one before, but sleigh delivery. What no signing for presents. You're not allowed to sign for presents. The elf leaves it on the doorstep because he can't come down the chimney. That's not allowed, and he takes a photo. It sounds silly, it sounds funny, but there are some lessons with all of these things. The things we do in our businesses, they fulfill the regulations, but they're so flipping stupid.
Yeah, now I'll be honest with you here, Derek. I wonder whether or not we don't spend too much time worrying about this sort of thing when we all know that somebody somewhere at a Christmas party is going to carol at maximum volume, and that will break either a regulation that is to do with noise pollution, or will likely damage somebody's ears. So somebody needs to get those ear defenders out and make sure that they're ready for when those carols start being sung by that drunken CFO that we all know is likely to do it.
Indeed, which actually, thinking about the stuff, what about? Well, I know every Christmas you go into our local Tesco's, and certainly by this time of the year, the staff are groaning every time the Christmas music changes because they've heard it however many times before. So there's got. I mean, even if the volume's not loud, there's got to be some regulation about
There
sort of
has
boring staff to death. Really, I mean, could it be classed as harassment?
I think it probably is. And I think the other thing that often happens at this time of the year is that somebody somewhere is going to wrestle the turkey off the sort of. Everybody's going to go for the same leg at the same time. That is going to result in two people clashing, and there will be a discussion and an accident that will happen around that. You've got to be careful when you get into these Christmas traditions.
Yeah, but there is the health and safety issue that I did mention earlier. What about all these wobbly tables of different heights and
Uh,
wobbly chairs that we put round in a horseshoe so that all 30 of us can fit into the downstairs toilet to have our Christmas dinner?
Indeed, indeed, and then when the Christmas tree starts to fall over, somebody gets out the 15 chairs and places a ladder on top of it in order to just get the angel back on top, and discovers that the angel was never put there in the first place. Always a difficult moment.
It is. But and what about all those presents for little baby Jesus, gold, frankincense, and myrrh?
Yeah, you're not allowed to go
Do
around
they have
giving away.
CE marks on them?
Yes,
Are
yeah, you
they? Are
can't
they?
go around. You can't go around giving out untested products like that. Somebody somewhere has to do some certification.
Yeah. And the other thing is the wise men.
Are they?
Are they? And they certainly. I hate to be political, but they don't come from the Reform Party, do they?
They do. I'll be honest. So there are a couple of things wrong with the wise men. One of which is, can we actually guarantee they have taken any form of certificate before branding themselves wise men? Where are those? Where are those degree certificates that they should be hanging on the wall behind them? They have come from the east. Can somebody describe which bit of the east? I mean, it's just east, for goodness sake. East Essex is very different to Poland. And the other thing that I'm very worried about the wise men, just men. Why have they not brought at least one woman? Even Anybody knows that there are more wise women around than there are wise men.
Oh, but you're making an assumption. Just because they were wearing robes and they were called men, were they actually men? They,
No, we don't want to go there.
if they had beards, then we could be into a whole different issue.
That's a very different one.
But who said they were actually men? They were just and what do we call
Wise
them?
people. Wise people.
Wise people. It just doesn't sound right.
The other thing that worries me about all of these traditions, you know, I have done some maths, and if Father Christmas is delivering all of those presents, he's breaking some speed limits. I am absolutely convinced that if you are going to accelerate as fast as he does to get between chimneys, those reindeer would have to take on enormous amounts of fuel and are likely to generate so much heat as they hit the atmosphere in order to try and start moving. Somebody's going to get burnt, and that is a very dangerous situation.
But there's the laws of physics, other laws of
We
physics at play, because he's going to have to travel close to the speed of light,
At least close.
very, very close. A sort of, I don't know. I mean, no wonder Rudolph's nose glows red, because he's effectively a particle accelerator.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
As you approach the speed of light, though, if you were to get to the speed of light, which you can't actually do, you would have infinite mass as well.
Yes, you would. Absolutely, you would.
So I don't know, how does all this work?
It sounds very much as if what we've got here, Derek, is a series of very difficult to solve conundrum. We have to accept that sometimes people are going to get hurt.
Yeah. The other thing is, talking about hurt, would the RSPCA allow Santa to use reindeer?
Ooh.
Bearing in mind the fueling issue, you've got to ram fuel into them. You're going to make them travel at the speed of light, and if they land, there's a whole load of potholes as well.
Good point. Good point.
So how does that work?
Good point.
And something that doesn't involve reindeer, we all love a good Christmas cracker, don't we?
Oh, where are you going with this one?
Well, there's two things. I mean, Christmas crackers cause dispersal of water droplets in the air. So given that we've got a flu pandemic, possibly, we shouldn't be dispersing water droplets and hence virus in the air, should we?
No, that is true.
So yeah, there's lots of things. But yeah, I'm just wondering now with all the rules, should we be sitting out in the garden?
Derek, if you want to get out into the garden at this time of the year, well, you should be further south than you currently are.
Well, yeah, the Socialist Republic of South Yorkshire. I mean, yes. And the other thing, I don't know any visually impaired people, but how do they get on with the colour schemes of Santa and the elves, red and green?
Looking at the colour scheme behind your head at the moment, it is a bit garish, isn't it?
It is. As you know, a load of balls is what I'm normally associated with.
Was that one designed? Was that one designed by Colin, by the way? Because that does.
No, it wasn't. That's just a background graphic that has got part of a tree and some sparkly balls on. I thought it was a bit more appropriate than the snow, because we haven't seen any yet this year. But although there is time.
Well, there is, but thankfully, snow brings with it yet more problems, doesn't it? Let's face it. If somebody is going to pick up one of those snowballs over the Christmas holiday, don't do it at work, people, because you know for an absolute fact that sort of reception that you get when you throw one of those is chillier than when you enter the boardroom and tell them all you've got a really bright idea.
I'm sure I'm sure there must be some rules around sprouts as well, but apart from the fact they should be declared illegal.
I like a good sprout. I do like a good sprout. I haven't had one in a long while, but I do like a good one.
I've never had a good one, only a bad one. but I do like them. I don't like them really much for Christmas dinner, but I quite enjoy them mixed up with mashed potato and fried, as a sort of like a sort of, well, as my uncle used to call it, tiddy podge, bubble and squeak, effectively. Boxing Day dinner. I used to love that. But yes. Anyway, this is a good time. I'm just gonna. Well, no, that's my shit. Oh yeah, that's what I want. I
What
want
have
to
you
show.
done?
Oh no, I wanted to show that.
Ah,
So I don't know if Jazz has actually joined us, but if he has, he'll recognise that. And yes, Jazz is based in Derby, but this doesn't have to be. You don't have to be based in Derby. This is a Christmas initiative to provide shoes, proper fitting shoes to effectively to children who are living in poverty. So, what better thing could you do for Christmas than to help a child at least walk around with warm feet without blisters on?
I
So
like that.
I'll put this up again just before we finish. But why not have a go? You can donate any amount you like. Certain amounts there will guarantee pairs of shoes for either primary school children or secondary school children. But yeah, so hopefully somebody will want to have a go at that.
That sounds like a very, very good, worthwhile thing to do, because the thing that you will find for most of the year is we don't think about things like that, and comfort, particularly in cold weather, is really paramount. And I remember somebody telling me that if you can keep your feet warm, the rest of your body feels warmer.
Mm,
That's a great thing to do.
yes, yeah, certainly ankles and wrists are the two things that I was told. So, but yeah, if you're walking around in shoes with holes in, hand-me-down shoes, even worse, because God knows what's been in them. But yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
but
Agreed.
ill-fitting shoes for kids, not good at Christmas. So we'll put that up again later.
There'll be a
So
later. After the
well,
sort of rubbish we've been talking, there'll be a later.
yes, there will. So what else? What else is mad in the world of business? But we let it all through at Christmas. We've had the wise men or not wise men, the unaccredited. Should they be accredited actually?
Absolutely right.
Should they keep up? Should they keep up with their CPD? How do you accredit a wise man?
Absolutely. They desperately need to be kept in check, if nothing else.
And those that sort of outmoded mode of transport. You alluded to the fact that it's a bit chilly up here.
Mm,
Camels in
mm.
Sheffield? No,
I've seen more ridiculous things.
like me in Sheffield. Yes,
Indeed. Absolutely right.
indeed. But yeah, I don't know. So how could we improve Christmas? What could we actually do to make it better?
Sorry, have you ideas? Are you asking me for ideas?
I'm asking you for ideas.
Well,
Um,
ideas for making Christmas better. Good gracious me! I do think we ought to cancel the whole darn thing altogether, Derek. Why not just work through? I mean, we have this sort of it's almost a 2 week break in the middle of one of the busiest seasons of the year when people just stop working. We
mhm,
should keep going through the whole thing. I mean, you need a slight. Maybe we should give somebody a bit of a half an hour extra on Christmas Day in order to complete their lunch. But for
mm,
goodness sake, keep working on. There's plenty to be doing, and really, those kids can look after themselves.
indeed. There is. I mean, there
Don't
is
have,
actually, as we said before, there is actually a sensible point to all this. One of the things is looking at what I call the givens, the rules and regulations that we that we hide behind the things we think are constant, but we could actually demolish. I mean, we do all these in business. For instance, we can't do that because it's too expensive. We can't do that because of something and it gets passed down from generation to generation, or from down a hierarchy, or whatever it happens to be, and nobody actually examines the givens. So if we're going to update Christmas, why not get rid of all the Christmas rubbish and just say, what is it you want to do at Christmas, and find a way of doing it? If you want to bath in custard whilst opening your presents, so be it. And that's really the serious point of all this. But it's a bit like negative or reverse brainstorming. If we can find reasons not to do something as big and fun as Christmas, just think what we could do if we turned everything on its head and did the exact opposite. And we can do that in our businesses as well. So yeah, we got on to reverse brainstorming now. That was quite good.
Good gracious me, that feels like an extreme move to go from one to the other.
It is, but yeah, why not do it? So yes, if you're out there and stuck, why not try a spot of reverse brainstorming?
I do like the idea of reverse brainstorming. I like that idea. That's actually interesting.
Have you ever done it in anger?
I have not, and I think I should.
Yeah, that's dead easy. For those who are listening, whilst I search for the captions again, there we are. Just to show Jazz's charity again. Yeah, if you want to try reverse brainstorming, just think of ways to do the opposite. So the one I've often done in workshops is take Mr. Jones the Butcher, not the one in Dad's Army, but any Jones the Butcher, and he has to compete with Tesco's, who are just up the road, and what he wants to do is increase sales. But what we brainstorm if it is effectively how to drive sales down as low as they can go. So we would come up with ideas like, dress scruffily, have a dirty shop window, don't display don't display stuff properly, be rude to the customers, make sure there's nowhere for people to sit down when they're queuing, a whole range of stuff like that. And if you turn those on their head, what do you get? You get make the place nice and spick and span. Maybe make sure your staff, or you and your wife, or whoever it is runs it, nice and clean, matching outfits, proper display of meats. You might even have recipes. You might offer to deliver it. You might change your opening hours so you're open when Tesco's isn't, which is difficult sometimes. But you get the idea. You can actually have some fun with that.
I like it. I like those ideas. That's interesting.
Good.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, carry on. I'm just gonna.
I was going to say I have, as you might imagine, opinions. It is something which, as a human being, an adult, we have knocked out of us. If you talk to kids do this sort of thing all the time. And I'm convinced that as adults, teachers, people who are trying to sort of, we think, give them the best education to take them along the right path, we have a tendency to tell kids who come up with such mad ideas like that, no, that's not what you should be doing. And we knock that out of us. We do need to reintroduce it, because if there's one thing that I have noticed, some of the best people that come up with the brightest ideas almost naturally are kids, because they don't know that there's something they shouldn't do. We need to lose the something you shouldn't do.
It was as Ken Robinson said, we all kids start off creative, and we educate the creativity out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous.
And then we well, they might go to university, or whenever they end up in employment, we send them on courses on how to be creative,
Yeah.
which is which is utterly ridiculous. But the other thing is, there's not just the creativity; it's to do with the filtering. They don't have these over the top filters, and that's why some of the best ideas in businesses actually come from people who are neurodivergent, because they have different types of filtering.
They have no idea it's not supposed to happen, do they?
Yeah, so that's the whole idea. We, change the filtering. Well, obviously, we have to have some knowing what's right or wrong, or whatever. But yeah, look at that. Somebody's saying, "I'm a kid."
Well, well done, you.
Yeah, well, that's what we like. That's throw me off. People actually in the chat has actually thrown me off. That has. So I think we're about on our allotted time for this now, are we not?
I think we probably have got to that stage.
We have got to that stage. We only opine for about 20 minutes, and there's only so much stupidity you can put online at Christmas. although we could try. So we'll be back in the new year.
We will. What date are we planning on this time? Because we nearly always change it.
We nearly always change it, but it's that usually the formula used to be the third Friday.
It used to be, didn't it? Is it going to continue to be the third Friday?
I honestly don't know.
It ought to be, didn't it?
Let's
try.
I can't see you now, which is good. The third Friday would be the 16th of January.
Seems to be the right sort of time, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, barring any issues, I shall see you, and we will see everybody then. So, yes, thanks very much for joining and listening in and whatever. And Merry Crimbo.
Good afternoon, sir.
Indeed. Tatty by them.